episode 3770, When the Feeling Fades.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. You know, seriously, I think we find ourselves saying the same thing over and over again. And I know I say it to you, but no, I truly mean it. I want you to have a great time. For me right now, I am stifling hot. It is so hot. Why do I even take a shower? But we'll leave that for another episode. Today, it's all about relationship builders when the feeling fades. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter. They keep it simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. Okay, just in case if you haven't heard, life's a little bit crazy right now. What's new, right? If you followed me for any length of time, it's a party every day. That is literally the mantra I live by. I've said it, I've lived it. And maybe it's because I've said it, but it doesn't matter. It's truth. And right now I'm in a season of, well, I don't know where I'm at. You know the book, Where's Waldo? I think I need to have the book written for Where's Christiane? I'm going all over the U.S. It is crazy. Driving here, driving there, driving everywhere. My last stop was Kansas. Yes, went to go pick up my mama because she fell. Yes, she did. Not by choice. She fell because a smoker fell on her. No, not someone with a cigarette in her hand. No, literally this big, huge honking thing fell on her and broke her ankle in two places. And so, yes, my sweet mama is a little bit sore, and we're going to have a few long months of recovery, but that's okay. We got this. And so I went up to be with her after surgery, brought her back home, and she's now with me. So I'm back down south, and it's fabulous. But you know, in the midst of everything, I think we do kind of start saying things by just habit. Oh, I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope it's fabulous. No, I truly mean that. Because you have to look at every day. It's a party every day. You get to choose how you show up. You get to choose how you feel. You get to choose that, you know what? I want to love someone. Today, it's all about who you're sleeping with. Do you know him? Is he a stranger? Or are you madly in love with him because you choose to love every day? You know, there's a kind of magic, right, in falling in love. It hits hard, sparking joy and passion and that tingling feeling all over, and this overwhelming sense of, ooh, I can't wait to see you again. And then it goes on and on and on, and it's wonderful. And every single time you're drawing more and more and more closer. When eventually you say, I do, and it feels like the beginning of forever. A forever. Fueled by those electrifying feelings. I just think of them as like tantalizing to the taste buds, you know, but it's to the heart. Yeah, you know, when you shock the heart, well, yeah, it's all for the good stuff. But what happens when the feeling fades? For most married couples, this intense emotional need, the attraction, the butterflies, the all-consuming desire to be near one another, lasts about 2 years, give or take. You heard me right. I can hear it now. Christiane, do you know how long I've been married? No wonder we have problems. Nope, hold on, time out. Just stick with me here because we're going to dive deeper. Because in actuality, when you think about the 2 years, I know we went through it. My husband actually had a talk with my dad. And my dad had to talk with me. My mom had a talk with me. And then I believe my mom even had a talk with my husband. And in all of that, it was like, okay, and guess what? We worked it out. But guess what? A decade or so later, well, it was almost 2 decades later, but not quite. About 15 or so years later, it was like, nope, this isn't working. I've fallen out of love. I'm done. I don't know where you sit right now in your marriage, but I want you just to listen for a moment. Find yourself in this story today and figure out what your next step needs to be. And I also want to say this. If you're in an abusive relationship, this does not apply to you. I'm being serious. I want you safe and sound. And so my hope is that you will go get help. That's my prayer for you, my friend. But for those who are in the quote, air quotes here, normal, average marriage, but you want better, you want to be better together, you want that deeper love, then you need to stay tuned, okay? So going back, we've got that emotional need, that attraction, those butterflies, those tantalizing taste buds effect, right? Where it's like, ooh, and you get goosebumps all the way down from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. But then the reality creeps in. The daily grind, the frustrations, the kids, the quirks that were once so charming, now feel annoying and alarming. The relationship stops feeling like effortless joy and more like hard work. And who wants a relationship that feels like work? No one. No one does. So what then? What do? How do you keep the spark alive when the feeling fades? When love feels more like a duty than a delight, what happens? Do you just throw in the towel because the honeymoon stage is over? My friend, that's not marriage. It's just the start of something deeper that needs conscious attention and effort. Because here's why you fell in love in the first place, right? When those waves of irritation and disappointment surge, if you stop and reflect, you can still recall the reasons you said yes. That's why I fell in love. Yeah, that is what I was missing. Your partner's laugh, their kindness, how they serve others, how they made you feel. They saw you. They heard you. These memories remind you that your love had substance beyond just fleeting feelings. And it's natural to want to hold on to that. But clinging too tightly to nostalgia won't fix your present. It's not going to be what you think now should be. So then you're lining it up and you're going, the feeling is fading. Now what? Have you ever heard of Dr. Gary Chapman? Yeah, he's a renowned marriage counselor and author of The 5 Love Languages. And it's a great book, by the way. If you haven't ever read it, go check it out. But he offers a clear path forward. Marriage is not about feelings alone. It's about commitment. Your head has to talk to your heart and say, I'm choosing to love you today, even if I don't feel the way I did before. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Choose to love today. Not because it's easy, but because you love. Because you can. Because you choose to. And that will help keep that feeling alive and deepen the connection. Because ultimately, that's what we all want. Now, I can tell you this. Early on in our marriage, that first sweet honeymoon phase, we had it. And it wasn't real rough, but it was because my husband was on his way into postgraduate school and it was stressful. I'm just saying. I was the one supporting the family, which at the time was just the two of us. But less than 2 years in, we had a daughter. Wonderful, fabulous, not planned though. But I wouldn't change that for the world. In fact, none of our 5 beautiful children were planned. They were all God's blessings. And he said, surprise, it's a party every day. And from every child that was born, it was a party every day. 1 after 2, after 3, after 4, after 5. And now we're into grandbabies. So we got the minis happening and we're still partying. But you see, we did have a hiccup. And it came during our tornado of life. And everything fell apart. My husband came to me and said, I've fallen out of love. And I'm like, what? Total surprise, out of the blue to me. And I thought, there's no way. There's no way. Look at me in the eyes. You know what? Look at me in the eyes. Why? Because you fell in love with me through my eyes. And he did. He always said, there is something about your eyes. They captivate me. And I said, look at me and tell me what's going on. You can't sit here and tell me you just don't love me anymore. I didn't want to accept it. To this day, I can remember the time, the day, where we were standing, where he was sitting, where I was standing, the whole thing. I might even be able to sit here and tell you the decor and what was around and where the kids were, etc. But those are details that don't really matter. What matters is this. After that statement was made, Eventually, we both chose to love today. Yeah, we're happily married. We have been. We'll be celebrating, hold on, I got to calculate. 32 years married, 35 and a half together. Pretty amazing. It wasn't easy. It was hard work, but we had to choose to love today. And that means when you wake up in the morning, you got to figure it out. It's not like, I'm just not feeling it. Because guess what? Most of us are just not feeling it. Do you wake up going, I'm feeling like working today. Whoop, whoop. I'm feeling like dealing with the dinner dishes and dogs because it's a party every day. No, it's not a party every day, but it is. Because you get to choose to love today. So what does it look like in real life? How can you deepen that connection and truly feel alive with the love for each other? Number 1, speak your partner's love language. Dr. Gary Chapman's groundbreaking insight is that everyone receives love differently. True. Some through words, others through deeds, touch, gifts, or quality time. There's 5 of them. When you stop getting that intense rush of attraction, what can keep you connected is meeting your spouse's emotional needs in the way they understand best, not in the manner that you want to give it to them. There's a big difference. So guess what? You got to figure it out. Maybe you need to go get that book and read it again and read it again. For example, if your partner's love language is acts of service, those small, thoughtful actions speak louder than a tired, I love you. Yeah, babe, I love you. If it's words of affirmation, never underestimate the power of sincere compliments and appreciation. Babe, you are amazing. Thank you for cooking this great meal. Oh, it just satisfies this hungry tummy every day. I mean, that's going to go like worlds away of like, yeah, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And it carries you through the hard parts in life because you're going to have them. I'm not going to say every day is blissful. Every day is a choice. Choose to love today because you can, because you will. Find their love language and speak it fluently. Number 2, prioritize connection over convenience. Love means choosing connection, even when it's easier to check out. Make time for those meaningful conversations and shared experiences, not as a chore, but as a commitment. I'm going to do this. I'm committed to it. Those date nights that you said, oh yeah, we're going to have these date nights. And then 10 years later, you're like, we've never had a date night. Now what? Yeah, commit to it. Rotate them out. Maybe you need to have mini check-ins that remind you both why you chose each other. Maybe you need to come up with a routine. Maybe you pray together. You read a chapter in the Bible together. And then you celebrate something for both of you in each other's life, but it can't be each other. Okay, I know that sounds kind of strange, but that allows you to share something that maybe your spouse didn't know, and your spouse can say, that is amazing, babe. I can't wait to see what happens after that or what happens next. But if you don't have that sharing time, how do you learn about each other? Chapman once said, we don't feel loved when we don't feel heard. So listen. Actively. No judgment. Listen to what your partner needs. Listen to what your partner feels, their fears, their dreams, all the frustrations. When you feel heard, love grows. It's like a fertilizer. And guess what? God gave you 2 ears, so start using them. And then finally, number 3, commit to growth, not perfection. Nobody said marriage is easy. I mean, how many times have I told you it's hard? I think almost in every episode I may have mentioned something to that effect. Well, Dr. Chapman emphasizes that love is a choice you make every day. And it's going to require patience and forgiveness, a willingness to grow, a willingness to evolve both individually and as a couple. So when the feeling fades, it's an invitation to grow closer by overcoming challenges together. Share your vulnerabilities. Take responsibility for your part in conflicts. Don't keep score. Throw that daggum scoreboard away. Only pull it out for a good football game, I'm just saying. And football season? Yes. August is almost here, baby. Ooh, I'm getting excited. Okay, but back to what we need to talk about. Focus on solutions rather than the blame. Stop blaming each other. Look at yourself in the mirror first before you point a finger. Seriously, you start doing that, I promise you, your marriage is going to change. Because in the end, choice trumps feelings. The best marriages aren't built on feelings alone, because feelings are fleeting. They come and go. Marriages are built on a daily decision to love, to communicate, to show up for one another. When your head commits, your heart often follows. Now, yeah, you can kind of have a mixture there. And over time, that commitment can even spark new feelings. Ones that are steadier, richer, and more aligned with the real imperfect human in front of you. You know what I'm trying to say here? You love more. Because you see the person as they grow too. Remember, change is a constant. We're all changing. So your marriage has to change as a couple together. You have to grow together. So if you want your marriage to last past the fade, don't wait for feelings to come back on their own. Choose to love anyway. Your relationship isn't just about how you feel. It's about who you decide to be together. Because, oh, my friend, you're better together. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.